In today's lesson, we'll be learning how to manipulate formulas. I want you to keep these two phrases in mind as we go through today's lesson. Opposites cancel out, and what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. As you can see here, we have the formula for area of a square or rectangle. Area is equal to length times width. Let's say I want to know the length of a square or rectangle, and I've been given its width and its area. Instead of using guess and check, we're going to manipulate this formula. Start by putting yourself in the perspective of L. If you're L, you'll notice that there's a W directly beside you. What is that W doing to you? Well, that W is multiplying you. So on the side, I'm going to write that you are being multiplied by W. Now, what is the opposite of multiplying by W? Well, the opposite of that is dividing by W. So we're going to divide this by W. A fraction is the same thing as division. Now, what you do to one side, you must do to the other. So I'm going to have to divide the left side by W as well. And if you recall, opposites cancel out. Multiply by W and divide by W are opposites, so they cancel out. So that leaves us with an L, which has remained unchanged, and A divided by W. Now, since we read from left to right, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Length is equal to area divided by width. Therefore, this is the formula for length if you're given the area and the width of a rectangle or square. This formula is probably new to you. This is the formula for velocity, which is equal to distance divided by time. Let's say I want to know the distance, and we've been given time and velocity. Instead of using guess and check, we're going to be using a different method. Start by putting yourself in the perspective of D. If you're D, you'll notice that there is a T directly beneath you. What is that T doing to you? Well, this fraction means division. So you're being divided by T. So over on the side, I'm going to write that. Divided by T. What is the opposite of divide by T? Well, the opposite of that is multiply by T. I'm going to multiply the right side by T. If you recall, what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So I'm going to squeeze in a multiply by T over here. There is also another saying, opposites cancel out. Those T's will cancel out because multiply by T is the opposite of divide by T. So this D is going to remain unchanged, and over on the left we have V multiplied by T. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Since we read from left to right, I'm going to rewrite this as distance is equal to velocity multiplied by time. It is important to note that this multiplication sign is optional, as when you have two variables side by side without an operation, it is assumed to be multiplication.